Hey y'all, hey. So I wanted to show you a quick Dave Ramsey show clip because even these financial advisors tell women to resist the non-provider men, right? You have the Dave Ramsey show. This is all about personal finance, all about building wealth, all about getting out of debt, all of that. And even Dave Ramsey, even the host on this financial advice show, advises a young woman to refuse seriously get involved with a man who is not in the provider role / position. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys the quick clip so you can see, and then we're gonna discuss it. Okay, and then there's a piece that the other guy mentions at the end. I can't remember that guy's name, but the guy that isn't Dave Ramsey. All right, I'll play this.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So I'm 26 years old and I live at home with my parents, debt free. But I lost my job back in July.
Hey, Melanie.
I'm calling right now. My boyfriend Tyler next to me. We've been dating for almost 7 years now. He's also living at home with his parents to save money and pay off debt. But we want to move out. We're not only just looking to move out, we want to relocate down to Arizona. So we're just kind of wondering when's the right time to do that, specifically what money do we use to make that move, and whether one or both of us need to find a job before moving. Kind of the biggest issue with this situation is my parents kind of want to control how I use my money. I've already tried having a conversation with them about wanting to move, and they told me no.
Why did they tell you no, Kelly? I think I know why. I just want to know why did they tell you no?
So they think that I don't have enough saved up.
How much do you have?
So I have an account that they had set up for me with their financial advisor. That's in my name now. That has a little over $28,000, and then I have $19,000 in a personal savings account.
And how much does your boyfriend have? How much does your boyfriend have?
He is on baby step number 1, finishing that off, and he has $66,500 in debt.
And no money.
He's about halfway done with baby step 1.
How old is?
Okay, so first things first, you have who has a boyfriend. They want to move to Arizona together. This young lady has about $50,000 saved up, and the young man has like $60-something thousand in debt, and no real money saved up, right? Why do you think her parents don't want her to do this? Because her parents do not want a grown man to be living off of their daughter, right? They don't want that. They don't want their daughter to have a grown man living off of her. Okay? It was point blank, period. You have a young lady, she's 26. Her boyfriend, I think, is like 27. He has over $60,000 worth of debt, no real money saved up, and she has $50,000 saved up, and they want to move to Arizona together. They're not married. You know what's going to happen. That man is going to end up using that girl for money, living off of her. She will be providing for him. Now, I'm gonna continue to play this, and we'll see what Dave Ramsey says after this. Let me see some of these comments. Melanie Hazelton says, wow, life coaching 365. Hey, y'all. Melanie Hazelton says, hey, they know she will be on the, yeah. So Melanie Hazelton says they know she will be the one providing for him. Absolutely. Exactly. Life Coaching 365 says she should see that we are the prize. Look, here's the thing. Life Coaching 365 says boyfriend, no, but here's the thing. You know, what's really sad is this young lady starts to cry a little bit on the phone because she's like, I really want to live with my boyfriend. I don't want to stay home with my parents. But it's like, girl, you are going to be providing for a grown man. Like, see, these Barbara the Builders. And even these financial advisors are advising this young woman, hey, Dave Ramsey, asks her, is he a provider? Let me play it.
Is he?
He's also 26.
What was his job that he lost?
I lost my job.
Oh, I thought he
He's
lost
still
his
at work.
job. Does he have a job?
Yes, he does.
What's he do?
He works in food. He works in a lab doing research and development. So
What's
he
he
does a
make?
lot of like formulating and stuff.
What's he make?
He makes $36,000.
Okay, what's he going to do if he moves to Arizona?
He's already found a job that's pretty much the same kind of thing that he wants to apply to.
Apply to. Okay. And
Yeah.
it would pay around the same amount?
We're thinking a little more because it's with a bigger company. The company that he's at now is family owned and it's a little smaller.
If you were his daughter, would you want you marrying him? Is he a provider?
He wants to be. And
No,
we
I ask
have had-
you.
Okay, y'all, look at here. Look at here, y'all. Look, Dave Ramsey asked this young lady, is he a provider? Would you want your daughter to marry a man like that? Is he a provider? Do you hear the response of this young lady? This young lady says, he wants to be. They've been together for 7 years, and this man hasn't stepped up to be a provider. You have financial advisors advising against being a Barbara the Builder, advising women against taking care of grown A men. Dave Ramsey on the phone asked this girl, is he a provider? Is he a provider? You as the young lady have $50,000 saved up. He has no savings, but with over $60,000 worth of debt. And y'all want to live together and move together. You know what's going to end up happening. Life Coaching 365 says he wants to. Girl, stop it. Let him go. Not even married after 7 years. Boy, bye. Right? The young lady is the one with $50,000 saved up. And the young man doesn't have any money saved up, but he has like over $60,000 in debt. And they want to move together and live in Arizona. You know what's going to happen. This young lady is going to end up having to take care of a grown A man. I mean, like you have, and anyway, I'm gonna play this, but I'm gonna play back when he asks her. He says, "Is he a provider?"
We're thinking a little more because it's with a bigger company. The company that he's at now is family owned and it's a little smaller.
If you were his daughter, would you want you marrying him? Is he a provider?
He wants to be.
No,
And
I
we
ask
have had
you, if you had a daughter that was dating this guy, would you want your daughter marrying him?
For my meal kit delivery, I chose the vegetarian box, and the meals that I received were the salsa verde enchiladas,
I mean, we've been together for 7 years.
That isn't
and
what I
he's
asked.
happy, so
I didn't ask if you've been in a bad relationship for 7 years.
Yeah.
I asked if this is a good guy that you would tell your own daughter to marry. Twice you've avoided the question now. That's not good.
That's not good, Kelly. And he's on speakerphone with you. Ask him the same question. Would he want his daughter to marry a guy like him?
he's not on speakerphone with me right now.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he was next to you. I'm sorry.
He is, but
Okay.
he cannot hear. I took it off speakerphone.
No,
Okay.
put it on
But
speakerphone.
the issue is my dad kind of holds his debt against him, and that's kind of been a big issue
And
in
here
our
it is.
relationship.
And here it is, Kelly. Dave is coming from a father perspective.
I mean, you can hear in her voice that she's crying. You can hear. Okay, so here's the thing. Dave asked her, "Is he a provider? Is he a provider? Is he a provider? If you had a daughter, would you want her to marry a man like your boyfriend?" She did not answer the question. She wouldn't answer the question. She said he wants to be a provider. She wouldn't answer the question of, yeah, I would tell my daughter to marry this man. She couldn't answer the question. And now she's crying. And you know, I talk about Shira 7 all the time. I suggest every lady on this channel go and check out her channel. This lady is extremely logical. And this is the thing, and I understand she's young, like she's 26, right? In your 20s, you know, I mean, 26, you know, she should have it together by 26. But, you know, especially early 20s, you don't take into account logic when dating. You know, women tend to be very emotional, unfortunately. But understand that marriage is a legally binding document. Marriage is a legally binding contract. Who you marry will determine your financial future. It's like the single biggest factor for determining your financial future. So if you marry someone who's not a provider and that has a bunch of debt, of course there are going to be concerns, you know, from the people around you. She says she started crying when she talked about how her father doesn't really want her to go off with this guy when she has $50,000 saved up and he doesn't have anything saved up but $60,000 worth of debt, right? So you even have financial advisors, old boring financial advisors, right? Telling women, do not go along and take care of a man who is not a provider. Don't go along with a man who isn't providing for you. Don't do it. Be logical. Be logical about these choices and decisions. Okay? Right. So life coaching says she's a provider, right? Oh my gosh. Right. No, life coaching. Yeah. I mean, listen, if a 60-year-old man would not recommend a young lady to stay down for the struggle with a man, like if you're 26, you're young and beautiful. Why would you stay down and struggle with a man? Why would you do that? Why? And you have all the money and he doesn't. Why would you do that? And if you're taking care of him, what reason would he have to build up? He has no reason to build anything because you, as the woman, are the provider. That man has no incentive to be anything more because the woman is doing the providing. Oh, Melanie Hazelton says, and her parents provided the bulk of her savings. They have more invest. Yeah, that's true. And they don't want to see a man take that away from their daughter. Melanie. Absolutely. That's a really great point. Her parents are invested in her. Her parents are like, honey, we saved all this money for you so you can make a smart decision, not run off with some man who has $60,000 worth of debt who wants to live with you, but he has no savings, but you have $50,000 of savings. Listen, if this young lady, she's 26, she already has $50,000 in her savings account at 26. Why does she need a man? She can go off to Arizona by herself and be better off and not have a man who has $60,000 worth of debt leeching off of her. If she went to Arizona by herself as a beautiful 26-year-old woman, she could get a man that could offer to marry her and give her a better life. She can get a boyfriend with some money and help her out and give her a better lifestyle. Why? If you are 26, you're already above the curve. If you're 26 and have $50,000, you are already above the curve. You already have more than the average person under 35 because I just looked at the net worth, actually. She has no debt. The average net worth of someone who is, well, the median net worth of someone who is under 35 is like $13,000. So she has way more than $13,000 in this age range. What does she need a man for? What does she need a boyfriend for? Who's just going to suck up all her money? He has no savings and he has over $60,000 worth of debt. This is crazy. Yeah. Here's the thing. That man is already dogging her out. Her boyfriend is already dogging her out. That's why her father that is why she's crying on the phone. Because her father is against her being with this guy. Because the guy is already using her. Like, UniverseTrip says he should be ashamed as a man. I mean, but you know, hey, it's the woman's job. Actually, it's us as women. We need to make better decisions on who we allow into our lives. Like, we can't. Men are going to act into accordance of what we do, of our behaviors. Men are going to behave in accordance with a woman's behavior. So if women collectively are crying over a man who has no money and it has, you know, he has negative, he has over 60K in debt, and you crying over him, it's like, no man is that amazing or wonderful to be crying over a broke man. Like, no man is, I mean, because your wealth and how much money you have is a reflection of how much value you have produced and thrown out into the world. So if someone has negative money, they either really don't understand the game that we have to play in capitalism, or they have produced no value, or they're not ambitious. So why are you crying over a guy who hasn't produced any value, who isn't ambitious, who can't do anything for you? Why would you do that? She can do bad all by herself. Life Coaching 365 says Ashira has spoken, but there are more ladies who have now spoken, like Chloe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Universe, I intuitively picked up on the fact too, her tears have a reason. She already knows he's dogging her out. Absolutely. She's crying on the phone because the guy is already dogging her out. Like, listen, this guy, I can't even, I don't even know what your name is trying to say, but he's not a dog because he's in debt. He's a dog because he doesn't provide. Dave Ramsey asked her, is he a provider? Would you tell your daughter to marry a man like this? She would not answer the question. She said, she was humming and hawing, like, no, he wants to be a provider. Listen, if you are a man and you are not providing for your girlfriend of 7 years, you are dogging her out. He already wasted 7 years of her life. She's 26. She could have already gotten a better man who would have provided a great life for her. But she was with this guy for 7 years and he's still not providing for her. That is dogging her out. And she's crying on the phone because she has a lot of problems with her father about the situation, because her father sees that this man is dogging her out. If you've been with a woman for 7 years and you are not providing for her, you are dogging her out. Anyway, I'll play this again since y'all don't know. She starts crying. She starts crying on the phone.
That's not good.
That's not good, Kelly. And he's on speakerphone.
That was dating this guy.
Look, I'm gonna let
you marrying him.
Look.
I'm thinking a little more because it's with a bigger company. The company that he's at now is family owned and it's a little smaller.
If you were his daughter, would you want you marrying him? Is he a provider?
Is he a provider?
He wants to be.
He wants to
I
be.
ask you, if you had a daughter that was dating this guy, would you want your daughter marrying him?
She can't answer the question.
I mean, we've been together for 7 years.
That isn't what I asked.
She can't answer the question.
If you've been in a bad relationship for 7 years.
She can't answer the question.
If this is a good guy that you would tell your own daughter.
She can't answer.
To marry. Twice you've avoided the question now. That's not good.
Twice? Okay, look, let me pause this.
With you. Ask him the same question.
Dave Ramsey asked her the question twice. If you had a daughter, would you be okay with your daughter dating this type of guy? She couldn't answer. She avoided the question twice. Dave Ramsey said that's not good. So as far as this op from the norm 18, as far as this guy and his stupid comment, you already know this guy is dogging this girl out because he's been with the girl for 7 years, is not providing for her, And when she is asked, if you had a daughter, would you want your daughter to date your boyfriend, a guy like your boyfriend? She can't answer the question. So you know for a fact that this guy is dogging her out. That's how it usually goes. Men who do not provide are usually the ones dogging women out. Men that do provide, they have too much invested to mess up something like that. So they typically aren't the ones that are dogging you out. Because if you care enough about someone to provide fully for them, why would you dog them out? So that was a really dumb comment. Rico's sword. I mean, listen, Op from the North, it's obvious that you're a little mentally slow. I understand. But if this girl is crying and these men are asking her a basic question, would you recommend your daughter date a guy like your boyfriend, and she can't answer the question and she's crying? You already know he's dogging her out. And if you want to believe otherwise, you're in denial and dumb. Mega bum. I mean, like, how bummy can you be to be with a girl who has $50,000 saved up? She's only 26. And you have over $60,000 worth of debt. And you don't have any savings.
Well, he wanted his daughter to marry.
He's not on speakerphone with me right now.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he was next to you. I'm sorry.
He is, but he cannot hear. I took it off speakerphone.
No,
Okay.
put it on speaker.
The issue is my dad kind of holds his debt against him, and that's kind of been a big issue in our relationship.
And here it is, Kelly. Dave is coming from a father perspective. Your answer is no. He would not, if you were his daughter, he's telling you.
I don't know what that is. I don't know whether he's got work ethic issue or why he hadn't addressed his debt,
right,
or what's going on. But I'm not saying that his debt. If I disagree with your dad, his debt does not make him ineligible.
Right.
Okay. So I'll slow down here. I want you to start thinking that way, because you're making really big decisions. You have a pile of money. He has none.
Right.
And that's what's scaring your parents.
Okay, listen, just like Melanie Hazelton said earlier, you know, these parents have invested in this girl and they don't want to see their investment into their daughter be taken away by some bum dude who doesn't even have any savings and has $60,000 worth of debt. Dave Ramsey just said, you have a pile of money and he doesn't. And y'all want to run away and move to Arizona, like across country. So y'all don't see the issue in that. So Melanie Hazelton, this is exactly the comment that I was looking for. So Melanie Hazelton says, and her parents provided the bulk of her savings. They have more invested and don't want to see a man take that away from their daughter. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Really big decisions. You have a pile of money. He has none.
Right.
And that's what's scaring your parents, part of it, and the fact that he's not made much progress in the years that he's been working towards paying off this debt. The debt is not the problem. He just doesn't seem to be making any progress. So
let me address another dumb comment from this troll on my feed. So he says, when someone calls names, first of all, dumb is an adjective and it's not a name. So if you were smart enough, you know that the word dumb is an adjective. If I called you dummy, that would be a name. So you need to strengthen up your knowledge before you try to make these arguments on my channel. So moving means the parents cannot be so involved. It's true. No, I mean, like, he has very feminine energy. Life Coaching 365. He is playing damsel in distress. Clerk Trent says, oh, he's 26 like her.
Progress. Now he's trying to drag their daughter off to the other end of the world, away from them, and so I kind of get where they're coming from a little bit. So I if you were my daughter and he was my potential son-in-law, here's what I would tell you. Okay, and you guys get to do whatever you want to do, by the way. But you called us and asked.
Yes.
And Anthony. That's right. I'm coming at this from the grandpa side or the dad side, okay? Because I've got kids that are just a little bit older than you, Kelly. All right. Okay.
Right.
And so if you were my daughter and he was my, tell you what, put him on speakerphone.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Open the speaker.
Okay.
Open the speaker up so that he can hear me too. Okay.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about anybody except where everybody can. What's his name, Kelly?
Tyler.
Hey, Tyler, how are you?
Good, Dave. How are you?
Good, man. Thanks for joining the conversation.
Yeah.
So what I was just telling Kelly was, based on what she told me, and Anthony, we're going to advise the two of you, and I'm going to advise you guys as if you were my kids, as she was my daughter, and you were a potential suitor for one of my daughters. And I have two daughters that are married, and my kids are slightly older than you, and they have great lives, and I want great lives for Kelly and for Tyler, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so what I would personally tell you is that you do not need to go to Arizona until you have jobs lined up. And they ought to be enough job. She needs to have enough job to support her household, and the households need to be separate.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to have enough job to support your household.
Correct.
The only way you would do that differently than that would be if one of you had the job and another one didn't, would be if you got married before you went to Arizona. Because I don't want you to combine your household.
Mind you, he is really pressing this separate household thing because you know what's going to happen. If they end up living together and she has all of the money and he doesn't have any money, that man is going to be taking her money. He is going to be living off of this young girl. Let me just say something. There is another YouTuber on here. Her name is the Universe Guru. And she was doing all these collaborations with Shira and the Pink Pill, and I think Tanya TKO. They're all like all these like women in their 40s, and they're like all about the level up, and it's really interesting to watch them do their collaborations. But she tells her story, and she always tells her story about how in her early 20s she made a similar huge mistake. She took care of a man, got him a green card, let that man build up his credit off of her credit in her name. That man took all her money, was living off of her. That man got a green card off of her and gave her a daughter and abandoned her and married someone, took the credit that he built up, took the green card that he got from her, took all the money that he got from her, took the Lexus that she gave him, and went off and married someone who didn't have anything and didn't have nearly the amount of education or experience or as much ambition as this lady. Her name is Mina. Her channel is called the Universe Guru. And it's the same story over and over again. The guy uses up the girl because women are not meant to be the providers. They're not. So if this girl goes through with this plan to have her boyfriend live off of her, he is likely to leave. And I think there was a comment here earlier, which I really liked, and I never got to highlight it, but it was such a good comment. Let me see if I can find it. Somebody made this comment about he's going to bail on her. It was good. I'd never seen that before. Oh, here we go. Right here. Life Coaching 365 said, she will bail him out and he bail on her. Absolutely. That's how it always goes. Look, Shira made a video. Shira 7 made a video entitled, if you build him, he will leave. 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 And she literally said that like 10 times. She had tools in her hand. It was crazy. And it's true. You see this all the time. I see it in my own family. If you build him, he will leave. So let's see. Definitely eating her food, girl. He's gonna be doing way more than just eating her food, girl. Way more. You hear me? But anyway, let me play the rest of this video so you can hear the advice Dave. And he's giving great advice. The household should definitely be separate, especially because he's not providing. He's not even proving himself to be a good provider before they move together. So here's another thing I just want to say real quick. Before I run the video again. In the courting process, what is it? Like somebody, who was it? Oh, life coaching 365, potential suitor. any boyfriend, any person you're not married to is a potential suitor. I don't recommend women to commit to one man unless she's married. You can have a boyfriend, you can be dating guys on the side. Never commit to someone that has not given you that ring, because legally you single. You can have a boyfriend for 7 years, but legally you are single. On your tax return papers, on your official governmental documents, you are single. You can have a boyfriend for 7 years, but you're single. So it doesn't mean anything. So make sure you keep your options open, okay? Because trust me, a lot of these dudes are keeping their options open, but they're not telling you. But anyway, let me play this.
As your dad until you're married. And that sounds like a dinosaur. It sounds like old school, but I just told you I'm doing this as if you were my own kids. This is how I would advise you, because I want you to, when you're my age and you're 60, I want you to look back on this time and go, I really like that 26-year-old young couple. They were wise. Because I haven't always been wise in my life, guys. And it leaves a mark. It leaves a scar. And you don't want to do that. So that's what I would tell you is you've been dating 7 years. You may be ready to get married. I don't know. 7 years is a long time. It's probably time to paint or get off the ladder. But but if you're not ready to actually say, we're going to do this thing, we're going to combine your debt, Tyler, and her money. We're going to combine both these incomes. We're both going to go get in at least one income and shortly thereafter get the other one as a married couple in Arizona and start our lives. If you're going to do all that, I'm ready. I'll go with you. Let's do it.
Yeah. Tyler, do you love her? A simple question. Okay, cool, great. I'm going to give you a part B to Dave.
Okay, so before he gives the part B, I can't remember this guy's name. I wish I could remember his name. The young guy. Before the young guy gives his part B, I want to read this for BC, this comment from BC, because BSC, sorry, not BC, BSC, because he's about to touch on what BSC is saying in this comment right here. So BSC says, that man doesn't have his foundation established. He can't build with a woman if he doesn't build himself. I mean, I just don't even. And in life coach right here, life coaching 365 says he has no foundation. Ladies, y'all need to stop leaving these men alone who do not have foundation. Y'all can't take them seriously. Yes, you can be friends with them. Yes, you can have fun. Yes, you can go on these little dates. You can go on movies or whatever. Y'all can talk on the phone, whatever. I wouldn't even recommend waste too much time on these type of men. But yes, you can have your little fun with these men, but you never take a man serious if he doesn't have a serious foundation. Why? Why would you do that? But anyway, let me continue because he won't give his part B, and I think it's really good. Now, this is the best part, I think.
I think Dave said y'all got it right. That's great. Let me tell you what I would do if I was 27 and I love this young lady. As a man, I'm going to go to Arizona. I'm going to get a job, get a solid job, start aggressively working towards my debt. And I'm going to go there for a year, establish a foundation. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to propose to her and we're going to get married quickly. And then together we will move back once everything is solid.
Ooh, and you know what else that does? I'll give you another thing. That impresses her dad.
That's what I was just about to go to. Now,
as much as you can. He may be a jerk. You may not be able to impress him. But if most dads would go, this guy's a stud. Yes. He went out and laid a foundation, earned my daughter's hand. Yes. These are all old-fashioned ideas, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But they're ideas that the reason that they were there was they caused people to join their lives in a way that gave them a better chance at winning.
Yeah.
So you guys do what you want to do. You're 26. You're more than capable of making your own decisions. We're not. We didn't call you. You called us. So you got our input. Now you guys can decide. I like that part B.
I like part B too.
I think you're better than me. This might be good. Yeah.
Nah, this is the Dave Ramsey show.
Man, I'm not you're.
Okay, but anyway, there you have it. I wanted to show you this video. I thought it was really helpful. I might get on live and talk about another quick topic. I will end this video and get on live for another quick topic. So if you want to stay around, you can stay around. But yeah, ladies, it's all about the foundation. You even have financial advisors advising young women not to go out and let these men live off of them and build up a man. Because honestly, if a man wanted to be built up, like he would build himself up, like he wouldn't sit around waiting for a woman to do it for them. If a man is sitting around waiting for a woman to build him up financially, Is that a man that you really want? Is that a man that you really want? Why would anyone want that? But anyway, I'm gonna get on live again. I hope you like this video. Leave, comment, like the video, y'all. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. And I'll be right back with another important topic. I'm gonna get back into YouTube. I've been taking breaks because of the new year, but I'll be right back. So I'll see you lovely people later.